That's my father, Larry, on the left, and my brother Michael in the middle, and then his son Jake. My father, looks good there. This was taken about a week and a half ago. A week ago, he passed away. In this photo, he looks, like himself, but that was very rare. He was very sick. He got sick sort of quickly with rashes, and then trouble breathing and eating and drinking, and anyway, who knows? As I said, he passed away last week. He was 83 years old. And this video is going to be about my father's interest in photography and my relationship to it. So let's, I guess, start from the beginning. This is my sister Alice, who's out in Portland with my brother and I, seeing my father before he passed away. This is the house we lived in on Staten Island while I was in elementary school. And in the 5th grade, I had a darkroom in the attic, which my father set up, but I never saw him use it. My father's main camera was a Rollei twin-lens reflex. I think he got it in his 20s. I seldom saw him use it. I don't think I ever saw him use it, actually. And he's very protective of it. He actually didn't even let me start to use it until I was in high school. This is my father at his bar mitzvah. Here he is in the army and very skinny. My dad is on the far right. Next to him, my mother Edith. And next to her, my dad's mother Rose. And next to her, Rena, my dad's sister, and Marty, her husband. I can tell by the square aspect ratio of this photograph that it was taken using my dad's Rollei. That's Marilyn, my wife on the right, with Emma, and that's her mother Thelma on the left, and we ultimately named our youngest child Thelma. At some point in my dad's 50s, after I'd graduated college, he bought a Leica, which was a 35mm camera he had always wanted. In these photos, I can see that it's a Leica CL, actually, not the Leica I now have, the M4P. Which before he died he asked me to take. Here's my dad with Veronique and Emma. No, that must be Alice. And Emma is in deep thoughts to his right. This is me in France. We went to go visit my dad in there with Veronique, and we're in some sort of we rented a bed and breakfast of some sort, and I'm holding a digital camera. I'm sure it wasn't mine. We had our kids. I don't think I had any money to go buy cameras, so I'm sure I borrowed this from somebody, probably the Covels or something. This is my Uncle Ross. This photo always makes me laugh. I went to go live with him when I dropped out of college, and he hired me as a roofer. And he followed my Flickr stream, like my dad. They didn't go out of their way to tell me they were doing it. They would just mention it casually and say what a good photographer they thought I was, and that was very special to me. Well, this is my father's Leica M4P. As explained in the video. Actually, I didn't explain that. He first obviously got the Leica CL, which is really the poor man's Leica, and then when he could afford it, he probably traded it in for the this M4P. Right now I have the 35mm lens on it. I don't ever see him use it. And actually I just looked at it and a little piece of the inner something or other came off. So now I would have to get the lens repaired before I could use it again. This is a lens, the 40mm that probably came with the Leica CL. And then when he got the Leica M4P, he put on there. I put this on the Sony A7R, and it's a fun lens. It looks really cool, on the camera. I mean, anybody who gets these cameras wants to get one of these lenses, so I'm very happy to have it. Though it's really, I mean, the 55mm Zeiss is just a killer lens. It's crazy to use anything but that, but it's still nice to have this. I hope to use this. Actually, I'll shoot some film on this eventually, maybe get it CLA'd and whatever, because the viewfinder is foggy. Apparently the gaskets in it get gaseous, and it would be $180 to CLA the whole thing. Anyway, I guess I hope someone from my family may look at this video in a long time and know something of my dad. Again, he had a big interest in photography. I saw him do it very rarely, actually only with his Leicas later in his life. But I know that he set up a darkroom very early on, and I used it, and for that I'm thankful and still have this connection. Every time I take a photo, I think of my dad, and I think of Ross. You think of the people that turned you on to photography, you think of the people of your youth. It's just a really nice connection to have.